42 past the hour. Breaking news this morning. Exclusive new reporting from NBC's Julia Ainsley, who has learned the Biden administration may ask Congress for more funding to deal with what could be an increase in migrants arriving at the U.S. border once Title 42 is lifted. That was scheduled to be lifted May 23rd. This as the administration faces growing pressure from several Democratic and Republican senators who are asking for a more detailed plan before lifting Title 42, which prevents migrants from entering the country and even asking or requesting asylum. With us now, NBC News correspondent Julia Ainsley. Julia, good morning. What are you learning?
Good morning, Jose. So we are learning that the White House is now predicting a budget shortfall of hundreds of millions of dollars if Title 42, as planned, lifts on May 23rd, and that some operations from CBP and ICE could be exhausted by as early as July if they don't get more funding. Now, there are other ways they can get funding. They can try to pull from other parts of DHS. They can reallocate, but really they can't reprogram more than 10%. So they may have to go to Congress to get that money. And as you know, there are people in Congress, as you just pointed out, raising questions about lifting Title 42. And it could be that they say, look, we're not going to give more funds until we have more of a plan in place. But these funds are going for things like more beds in custody. We've seen during past surges there be a big backlog within Border Patrol custody. They may want more space for that. They need medical care and they need transportation in order to move these people from the border to their final destinations where they will then go before immigration courts. But right now, they're predicting hundreds of millions of dollars that they will need unless they run out of money by July.
And so it's pretty striking that we're in the 20th of April and they're now just figuring this out. It's been a year plus since the Biden administration has been in power and Title 42 has been there, from the Trump administration. I'm just wondering, could this mean that they're considering delaying plans to lift Title 42?
We know there's certainly conversations within the White House about how this will go down politically. They're worried about those Democrats. They're worried about Democrats with key elections, how they will answer if there is a big surge on the border. This could mean a way that they could shift the question of whether or not to lift Title 42 onto Congress. But right now, as I understand, there's still those preliminary discussions. You're right. It's kind of shocking how preliminary they are about how they get more of this funding.